Somebody asked me what kind of art I would make if I was going to make my own art for my own Warsmash kind of game. It wasn't Warcraft 3. So they gave me an idea. How about I brainstorm some of that, even if, you know, even if in the end, like, there's probably, well, basically, what I'm trying to say is that other times that I tried to ask myself the question, could I run Warsmash without Warcraft 3? Could I draw my own art entirely? The answer was not without more work and time than I was willing to put in. But what if we start simple? What if I brainstorm some art, and then I could leverage the existing systems and try to load that art on Warsmash without getting the full replacement yet, where Warsmash would be entirely my art, but we could have it be a little bit of my art. And I think maybe one way to do that would be kind of fun would be to make my own tile set. To make my own tile set, I would need some of my own terrain tiles to draw on the ground, and maybe some of my own trees. So I think that sounds kind of fun. And let's try to do that. Try to draw some terrain and some trees. They're gonna be in my own style. That means you'll probably tell me they don't look good. I don't care about your opinion. What we're gonna do is have fun. So I think in my tile set, one of the things we like to have, almost all the tile sets have grass and dirt. So I need to have some grass in my tile set, I think, which would be pretty good. So this is gonna be some of my grass here. So one of the keys is really that it's nice if you can get something that layers. So, you know, if I repeat this right here a whole bunch, it'll look bad because I didn't color in the sides. So I guess the way that we can fit that or fix that is by adding a layer, and then maybe we get some more, like some highlights and this kind of stuff. A little bit of that to my grass, and add another layer. This can go back to being a little bit brighter to my grass. But I think one of the keys then is, let me see if I can get, where's my layers? Yeah. Once you have layers like that, we could copy, add a layer, and then try to put this halfway split right down the middle. And that could start to kind of layer it a little bit, I think. Yeah, maybe a layer. Something like that. Hopefully that makes this a little bit more tileable, that if we have many copies of this next to each other, they're going to look okay anyway. Oh, that's true, I could rotate this thing. I didn't really think about that. Cool, so hopefully that's like a little bit tileable grass. So then I guess the other thing I need to do is save this in some kind of Warsmash folder. So here's my Warsmash scratch folder. I'll just make this, what are we going to call this? How about Zero Smash? I like the idea of Zero Smash because, like, Warsmash kind of sounds like Warcraft because it has Warcraft, or it has, excuse me, it has war in the name. But if you take out war from the name, then there's no Warcraft, there's zero Warcraft. It's just Zero Smash. So this is going to be Zero Smash, and we're going to have some terrain art in there. And then we're going to call this Forest. This is going to be my forest, I think, because it has grass, probably. Or is there some other name for that? Maybe it's not a forest, actually. Maybe it's just kind of more generic. What do we want to call this tile set? The other thing that's kind of fun on Warcraft is they'll have the tile sets have some kind of fancy name, you know? Something that sounds like, you know, like Elven or like from some ancient time. Oh, Lorla Deer. I don't know, you just make up something like that, right? Okay, cool. So, grass. So then we're going to want this as probably a TGA. Grass.tga. But then I guess the other thing I was thinking is I had this program I was working on. We can try using it. Maybe. Let's see if we can do this. All right, Laura Deer over here. So Laura Deer. Basically, it's like we want to have a folder of a generated version, but I think the way this worked, if I run this, so I guess there's another problem. This Zero Smash folder is actually like the Zero Smash working folder. Or rather, maybe we should make this folder called work. So like work is where we put things that are like raw, you know, like things that are being drawn, they're in progress. And we'll have an assets folder that's more like, you know, it's going to be like compile, like the thing we would use in the game. So I'll show you what I'm trying to do in a second here. Basically, if I get this, put this into this program I was making. Sorry, I'm going to copy it again. This is a program, the intention of which, maybe I don't even have it on screen. Maybe I don't need to have it on screen. Cool. Let's see if this program works. So in theory, what this program does is it'll generate in the assets folder. Yeah, one of these. Now see, this is a special kind of texture that we can use on Warcraft 3 because it understands the edge of the tiles. And I like having a computerized way to generate a tile edge like this. That lets it be that we can use this to build our mosaic of tiles on the ground. And I think that's kind of cool. So you can see I've got grass, but I think we want to do something really similar to make like a dirt file. So let's see where we can get with that. So dirt would be sort of brown, you know. But, oh, well, it's kind of dark brown. So here's some basic dirt. I don't know, let's get a paintbrush on there, you know. I guess the key to dirt, maybe dirt is a little bit speckled. But let's do that layering thing again. I wonder if some of the speckles are actually going to be gray. And then if I add another layer, maybe we can move the speckles to about the halfway mark. Do the same going this way. I wasn't exactly careful about. Let me see if. Yeah, I think that's better. All right. Sure. You know what else? Actually, we could probably we add some noise. Just like a little bit of a generated noise like that. So yeah, I mean, I think that'll make it like a little bit more like dirt. Yeah, let's save this. Now all of a sudden it wants to save to the pictures folder. Why are we doing that? I liked where we were at with the Zero Smash work folder. This is the dirt of Lore Retera. And I like to have a TGA in that folder. Now if I run my generator again, it should generate both of them. Yeah, so now we can kind of look at what this dirt looks like too, which is cool. So I think that's fun. This is like a way to get textures. So now we have some dirt, we have some grass. And maybe the other one we're gonna want would be like dirt with a little bit of grass on it. Is that? I've seen that. That was kind of a good one. You know, maybe, I guess grass would kind of tend to grow upward a little bit. Does that seem logical? Maybe some of it would be like a little bit yellow because it's in the dirt. I could see that. What if we do the noise effect on this grass? Is that crazy? Maybe it's a little crazy, but I think it looks okay. Maybe we'll make the dirt a little yellower too. Cool, so this is going to be like grassy dirt. Oh, I guess I should say the PDM first. Yeah, that's interesting to think. What else do we want? You know, we have dirt, we have grass, we have grassy dirt. Maybe you want like a generic rock kind of texture. I've seen that get used before. Dirt, grass, rock. I guess maybe also there'd be like a lighter grass if you wanted like a grass that's a little bit lighter. Be an interesting one. So let's first make rock and then we'll make lighter grass. So I guess rock is just mostly like gray, you know, it's just like but like you start with something gray, add some noise to it. What do we like? Maybe add noise. It's like higher intensity at certain locations. Is that the answer? So it kind of looks like individual rocks inside the rock, maybe? I don't know, I'm kind of just brainstorming. You know, this rock like that, like just a little bit for something. I do start to wonder. Can I have this be cut off in about the same way there? Something like that, so it would maybe become tileable. So there's kind of a rock texture. I don't know. We could potentially do better, but I think it looks good. Probably for our first draft. We'll call this rock. And save it as rock TGA. So is this where maybe I was thinking I should also have a lighter grass? That's a very light grass. So I might be going too much on the noise. Yeah, that's mostly just a noise texture. So I guess grass kind of had like, you know, some of this going on. Trying to think if this lighter grass should become somehow different. Well, this might be too light, but I'm going to call it light grass. We'll see where we can get with it. So we got some grass. We got some light grass. That seems good. Here we have our different generated textures. We have light grass, rock, grassy dirt, grass, and dirt. I mean, that looks pretty fun. Yeah. So then what we probably need to do is make a tree, I guess. Or do we want to try this in the game? So this is where I think there's work for me to do to really get this how I want it. But for the time being, it would be fairly straightforward for me to go into this assets folder where I have assets, terrain art, loaded art, and then get another folder where I get the, sorry, it's loading. Yeah, just get some of the corresponding files and magically insert into this the data necessary. So this is where, if I use Microsoft Excel, should be able to paste into here the data generated by the program that also generated those textures. And then go into the text import wizard and next, comma, next, finish. Cool, you can see this automatically generated in whatever is necessary to put it into Lorladoc. Oh, except it's supposed to be in the terrain art folder. I think it generated from some other file that was wrong. Cool. So that's our terrain art file. And I think that's progress, because now we've specified that. So the other thing we want to do to make Lorladoc show up is going to be to go into UI and get some of these files from in there. And this is another one where if we were making it entirely from scratch, we would need to define our own UI files. And I didn't do that yet. So what we're doing right now is kind of just leveraging a brainstorm, drawing some art, try to put that art into the system here. So namely, I think what we want to do here, oh, that's right. Okay, so on Warcraft, there's a concept of blight. So we probably need some Lorladoc blight. So I didn't really think about that one. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll use Village Blight until we get there. So we're going to put in, this is going to be called Lorladeer or whatever. This is where we're going to have to change it later to define what blighted ground looks like on Lorladeer. But I didn't do that yet. Same thing with the light environment. You know, maybe it should have a custom light environment, but it doesn't yet. For now, I'm just going to copy $on or something. Okay. So that seems cool. Maybe I should make my own light environment. So the other thing I did last time I was trying to do this is I went to in here, games, grab this folder, made a copy of my map editor, because that's really what we wanted to do. Back in our Zero Smash folder, this is inefficient, and this will become greater and easier. Become much easier in the future. If we had a good, if I was just gonna, I probably should just use Highway, but I haven't really mastered Highway yet, like how to tell it what assets to load. So I'm probably gonna do that later. But right now, I'm just kind of doing an example. Also, this is copying a bunch of stuff that we don't need. A lot of stuff that we don't need. So I'm probably going to delete some stuff out of this folder once it's created. But it's going to let me run what we want to run. Cool. So we'll notice we don't need screenshots, we don't need Warsmash because we're providing our own Warsmash. Also don't need that folder. So basically what I'm going to do is paste these assets into this directory, and that should give me the ability to run this thing. Now again, this is software, we're not in a fully open source world with software we wouldn't use, but it's just an example. I guess I need to do a registry fix here. Ignore that for a second. Okay, great. Thinks there's another version of Warcraft map editor running. Yeah, there's not. Cool. So now what we want to do is make a new map on Laurel-a-Deer. We can pick to make it like a dirt map or something. So here you can see I can place the Laurel-a-Deer grass that I was drawing. And so I feel like this is kind of fun. You know, I mean, you could make sort of like a Laurel-a-Deer style of map here. And that's where pretty quickly, you know, if I'm drawing in like Laurel-a-Deer grass, we're going to want to have trees in my little world. As well as how, you know, we can kind of put this grass on the edge there. Maybe some of this lighter grass, which honestly looks kind of weird. We should probably put that one with rock. But I don't even know if we want to put rock. So like I feel like rock would be like, if you make a giant hill, we'd probably put rock on the top of the hill. You know? It looks really grainy. So I guess I must have used, I used 32 pixels. We're probably supposed to use 64. So we could make something that looks better than that if I draw it again in higher resolution. But anyway, I've got some grass and dirt, so that's kind of cool. I also did not put any variation into this, so all, like if you put a mass of grass, it all looks the same. Realistically, you'd probably want it to like not do that or something. Cool. So here's kind of like that area. If we do like a little bit of smooth noise, and then maybe kind of like a path through the middle. I wonder, should we make it? We could use the light grass for like a little path through the middle, or something like that. That's a really weird looking light grass though. So yeah, this is where I really want to have trees. I want to put trees out here. So let's save our little world. We could just call this Laurel-a-Deer 001. You know, this made up word Laurel-a-Deer that we're using to describe our terrain. And yeah, I think what we want to do is make a tree. So the first thing to make a tree is we're going to need a tree texture. I think for our tree texture, we're going to want to have kind of wooden bark. So that might be like a gradient of browns or something. Maybe like some noise on it. Something like that is kind of like the tree bark, I'm thinking. I don't know. And then on the top of the tree, we're going to want to have like a big circle. Kind of like leaves. And I guess it's an interesting question. Do we draw individual leaves, or do we just make a ton of like greenness? Now I guess if we do just a ton of different shades of green, we would have the advantage of, you can always just say that all these shades of green, all these things, are literally just a pine tree. Maybe Laurel-a-Deer has pine trees because those are easier to draw. Although I think we need to erase this one, we got too long. Yeah, so here's our pine tree going on. Probably want to erase this again, too far out from the center. And this, I mean, you could just kind of keep going, you know. That looks maybe pretty good. So that's kind of like our pine tree. And I guess the other thing maybe we would want to do is like draw like another style of pine tree in case you need like another one. I wonder if I should just be a little bit more logical about it. So we make like a big circle. And like a little bit lighter. And like a lighter one than that. You know. Is that where do we have like one side a little bit lighter, one side a little bit darker? Is that the answer? Although, still good to have variation. Cool, so this is going to be some kind of like pine tree or something. So then we would save this in a different folder. So similar to like how there's terrain art, this would probably be doodads, terrain, maybe? Lore tree. Cool. And I'm not making very good use of the space here, so it's probably, it wouldn't be wrong to make better use of the space. But it's a start, you know. Cool. So here's kind of that. So basically where I'm trying to go with the Laurel Deer tree from there is that we're going to also want to make a 3D model of our tree. And that's not going to be very difficult. So I think the key to the 3D model of the tree is probably Laurel Deer tree. Oh wait, did I spell that wrong? Last time I wrote Laurel Deer. In the work folder. Oh yeah, it's called Laurel Deer. It's a folder. That's silly. Should probably fix that later. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a box to make this, but I think realistically you could do a lot of things. And we'll just like extend out the box a little bit so that I can kind of have like, you know, like almost a circle shape, maybe, but not really. With my intention being that I need a tree trunk. And then we could save this in the folder of the let's see, assets. Oh, it's still in the work folder, I guess. Doodads train. Laurel Deer tree. Cool. So then we're going to change this to just be got that typo in there for now. This should be the TGA. Yeah, okay, cool. So now there's our TGA of this thing. So that's kind of fun. So then what we want to do is load up this and try to, yeah, we're going to put the tree bark on here. Try to use that as much as possible. So now you can see this is like the bark. And if that's the bark, then it makes sense that we also want to have a plane. Then I guess we gotta flip this plane. Cool. the other thing that's dumb about this plane is that it doesn't have enough segments. Maybe we want some more segments. Cool, so here's our plane. And then we're going to try to tilt it upward. See how that looks. One of the segments is done wrong. So if you want to fix a segment like this, I don't think I have a way to delete this without basically just deleting that, but I guess I could pretty much do this. Yeah, okay. And then maybe that. Oh, okay. So, yeah, then I guess the problem is, seems like everything is in a kind of weird state, so I'm gonna save this again. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's complaining about stuff. Okay, well we can fix what it's complaining about, but I know sometimes this thing saves duplicate data, and then if you go in and fix it, it doesn't have duplicate data anymore. Cool. So realistically, this thing has a lot more vertices than it needs because it has concentric vertices, which are confusing. But that's all going to be fine because all I really wanted to do is create that, really. So again, this is an oddity to me because it thinks that this is 2 and this is 2. Everything is double. Why is everything double? So if we go and look at whatever's going on here. Yeah, honestly, I think this is becoming a waste really fast. So here's my new idea, okay? The plane tool, it's just dumb. It doesn't do what you want. It's being dumb. Basically, the plane tool is capable of creating some kind of concentric or erroneous geometry. All I wanted to do is just do this, basically, you know? So we're just gonna get rid of the plane tool. Now we have this thing. This thing is great. And now it's facing upward. Okay, great. So that's what we really wanted to do, is to create this thing. And then look at that. Let's say that looks pretty good, but wouldn't it be nice if, save this so it loads in that I can edit texture on this thing to use that one, but they're going to end up in the same. Cool. And then this we're going to remap from above. Now I have this, which lets me load the image. This lets me make it green. Yes. Okay, now as you can see here, we have a problem because it's solid white. So we just want to go to, actually I think this menu works now, doesn't it? I can go to this and say, hey, this is transparent. This is transparent. Yeah, I don't know if that looks that good. Maybe it would look better if it was set on blend. It's kind of still acting transparent even when I set it on blend. Alright, well, I don't know, maybe it's fine. So anyway, you can see there's kind of our tree, but to really make this kind of have that, like, I don't know, evergreenish kind of look, I feel like the other thing we want to do is kind of like put it in, like duplicate it a couple times, and, I don't know, stack them a little bit, something like that. And if we go back to this thing, we could make one of them over here. So like the one on top, you know, maybe uses the other of the parts of the texture, other texture slots. So look at that. Now we have a tree. That's cool. But in our game, we also want the tree to have animations. So here's our tree. It's going to be bone root. And everything is going to be on this tree, or on this node, because we need our tree to have some animations, you know. So let's see, stand is going to be the first. It's like the base animation where the tree just doesn't do anything. And then there's going to be stand hit, which is this non-looping animation, like a one-time thing. Somebody's trying to chop our tree down. So on that, sorry, I put a rotation keyframe. Or I mean, I put a translation, but I wanted rotation. The idea of stand hit is really that the tree shakes a little bit. So here's stand hit. But it kind of looks like stand hit is too long. So I guess the other thing is you could go in here to change animation length, and you could say I want stand hit to be half as much time. So I have stand and stand hit. So if somebody's chopping it, it'll be like, you know, taking the hit fast. Although it kind of seems like maybe maybe it should be a little bit more proactive. You know, like the hit at the start. That's like too much, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit slower coming back than on the initial uptake when it gets hit. Cool, so there's that. Now I think the other thing this tree probably needs is another non-looping animation called the death of the tree, and that's where we cut the tree down. And pretty much that's just going to be, let's see, probably mostly translation, but I guess probably also translation and rotation. So we could probably copy both of those, paste them at the end or something, and then say that, yeah, basically at the end it's going to be translated underground, but on its way there it's going to shake a little bit. You know, so like a little of this, a little of that, because it's kind of like sinking down. So yeah, there's kind of the death animation. It's like somebody knocked this tree down, it falls over. Actually, you know what? That doesn't really make that much sense. Would it make more sense for the tree to actually fall sideways? It seems like maybe it would. What if it's more like sideways? Yeah, now it kind of looks like it's falling. Cool. So then I guess the other thing we want to do is we want to have like a stump that shows up at the end of the tree's death animation. I don't know. I don't feel like doing that right now. So I'm just going to save this as loaded tree 4. And then we could reorganize our assets so that we have it available to us. So, Laura Deer tree. So basically we're going to put this into the assets folder. Yes. Laura Deer tree. Cool. And I guess maybe it should be called tree 0 because it's like the first version of that. So that seems cool. Now we could copy this doodad's assets thing into our folder of this thing, And that should let me go. And in this part, we're going to maybe cheat a little bit because I want to probably copy the Warcraftian tree and try to set up my tree. And this is where, I guess, realistically, if I was making this so that it was totally zero smash, we'd be making this tree, all its statistics would be from nothing. We wouldn't want to use the Blizzard statistics, but for the sake of example, for fun, I'm just going to copy the Blizzard statistics right now. Loreladier tree. Loreladier tree. Okay, great. I guess this might be 0 because it's going to be, it's a 1 variation file, and it doesn't have a lightweight model. It's just a model. I didn't do the replaceable texture thing, and we are going to want to do that later, but I didn't do it right now. So there's that. So now if I go to Loreladier, oh yeah, that's the other thing. The tile sets, we got to tell this that it's a Loreladier tile set tree over here. Yeah, alright. This needs a name. So this is going to be Loreladier. Cool. Oh, I guess it's too big. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. They're big trees. They're quite big trees. So if you put a lot of them, you kind of have this like big forest. Yeah, I don't know. That's a big tree. I don't know if I want them to be that big, but I guess they are. What would it look like if it was smaller? There's kind of like a smaller one. I think that maybe fits the scale of our game a little bit better. But we would probably want to scale the 3D model and not the editor data. So I think that's pretty cool. Here's our Loreladier trees. Although you can see they have a shadow on the ground. And they're disappearing off camera like that, which is kind of not cool. So let's make them not disappear off camera, and let's make them smaller. I think what I'm going to do is just use the scale tool. Just type in a new scale. We're going to custom scale them around 0, 0 point, so it's just going to be around the origin. And what was that scale I typed in over here? 0.4. Okay. So we'll put back this one, and then we'll go in here and make this one 0.4. Cool. So that makes them smaller, and then if I recalculate the extents of the file, that should make them not disappear off screen like that. So I can save them, and then you know, we can see if I delete all the trees and put them back, now they're all big again. But I should be able to save the map and close the map and then open it again and have all that where it'll refresh the trees. Because that's kind of annoying to get the refresh of the files if it's already cached. I didn't save it all. Okay, so here's where I messed up. The asset that I saved is in the working folder. Probably be this one. So we need to use that to overwrite this one in the assets folder. And then realistically, that should have already been in this folder. Maybe there should only be one folder. Cool. Somebody once told me that you can actually do a reload without reloading the program by going in preferences, going in models, setting them to medium, and it'll reload. Oh, that's cool. I don't usually do that, but I like it. Alright, great. So now we have our little trees, but now they could actually have like a little bit of size variation, which I think would actually look better. Let's put them in here. We got some size variation. Instead of being all small like that. Cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about the idea that we're using their shadow on the ground. I think I want to use my own shadow on the ground for a Walladeer tree. So for that one, I don't really know the dimensions, but let's try making a shadow. So I guess if you think of it as a grid, shadow is like, what is this, 6 things over? So this can't be more than like an 8x8 image file. And I think the way this works is that I just delete and then drop black and say like, okay, so Walladeer tree is a little spindly one, and then it ends up wider. Maybe like that. Okay. We'll put this in place of our textures, shadows. I'm just going to call it Shadow Walladeer Tree for now. I don't know what it's supposed to be called, but I think that's probably good. Cool. So now that's like the doodad. So let me just go back in here. Oh, sorry, not doodad. This thing. Can I get it into here? Oh, I guess this already was overriding some world edit UI or something. That's probably fine. So now, can I change this shadow to use the one that I drew? Which I think should be possible, but it might take an extra step. No, it does take an extra step. Alright. So let's save and close this program and we'll go get our extra step done. So you can see it's using building shadow small. Well, I'm trying to remember. Oh, maybe I don't need the extra step. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. So if I go back to Walladeer, maybe I don't need the extra step, because what happens if I just put it by name in the shadow, or shadow Walladeer tree. Oh, that's fascinating. It worked. The file is offset in the wrong direction. I don't know why that is. Is there some kind of settings menu that would pop up when I save a TGA? That's strange. It clearly loaded the shape that I drew, but it didn't load it coming off of the center of the tree. Alright, well, I am kind of curious why that would be, but I'm not sure if it's obvious to figure it out. So maybe what I could do, and this is a little bit like cheese, maybe you're not really supposed to do this, but I wonder if I go into Warcraft itself and I look at building shadow small, can I find out what they did? Okay. I probably can. Oh, they draw a red dot. What the That's fascinating. I forgot about that. Is it true? There's a red dot that tells us the point of origin. Does that even work on Warsmash? What do I do on Warsmash? I don't think I read the red dot. That explains why shadows are in the wrong place in my world. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we should try playing it, finding out. So I copied some of the shadow code from Rivsoft originally. So Rivsoft might have known this. He might have known about the red dot, and he might have programmed in the red dot correctly. And then I might have copied him, so it might be on Warsmash, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it. If we wanted to know, this would be in terrain, probably. Terrain editor. There's not a terrain editor. It's the wrong one. Sorry. This one. Oh, it's refusing to maximize this window. Okay, add shadow. Where do we get shadow X and shadow Y? Create indestructible. Okay, that's not the shadow X and shadow Y I had in mind. So like blitz shadow data location. So there is an X0. This is V and V2. Just the shadow X and Y, which are yeah, no. Okay, OX and OY. 0.3 of the width and 0.7 of the height indent. He's just hard coded it. He's not reading the red dot, and I copied him. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, well, that means we don't have to worry about the red dot, because on Warsmash, it's just gonna work. Probably. I'm gonna put one tree in the center for me to look at to figure out if the whole red dot thing is solved. Cool. Yeah, I really kind of want to play this map now, but I need like a unit in the map that would be like a zero smash unit to walk around, I think. Preferably somebody who could cut down a tree. And drawing little mini people takes a lot of time. But, I don't know. Can we make a little mini person? Like, what would our guy look like? You know, this is gonna be it's really simple. Okay, so this guy is a really simple guy. He's gonna have like a face. Yeah, in fact, it's a round face. Yeah. Okay, so here's like his round face. He's gonna have like some, I don't know, what color eyes does he have? Maybe they're just big old, like, you know, white with little black pupils on the bottom. And how a face looks. Yeah, okay, and then some kind of mouth, maybe. Cool. And then I guess he would have some kind of hair. which would be like, I don't know, what kind of hair going on, maybe. The way these things usually work is that it's easier to draw the hair if you have off to the side more of the hair to copy from. In fact, I think what they do is we try to like delete out some of it and have like the hair over here. Sorry, that went too far down. So that he could have like some streaking back off the top of his head or something. Seems like to me. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then she's probably gonna have like a dull vest, maybe. What did y'all layer for this vest? This guy's vest. I mean, we're talking like he's just gonna be like this guy, and he's probably gonna have his vest going on. I don't know, and then like his round circle hand. Cool, so that's like his arm probably. Here's gonna be like his body, which I'm only going to draw half of, and then we're just going to copy it. And then, yeah, I don't know, he probably has like a belt on. It's like a golden belt buckle, maybe. I don't know, why not? So that's kind of nice. And then, yeah, I don't know, his vest probably has like some kind of striped thing on it. Maybe. I don't know how to draw a vest. We'll just have like a little buckle thing. Cool. And then he's gonna need like a leg, so we'd probably have like some dark kind of dull pants. Maybe they're a little bit more gray. Yeah, there we go. There's like his foot. Cool. I guess if I was really smart, I would probably make maybe the back of his head, so we can fill that in with the art data. Cool, so this is going to be our guy. We're going to put this in units. Work units. And what is he going to be? He's going to be forces of good. There's like teams for the units, so he's from the forces of good. And he's the dude. That's what kind of unit he is the dude. From the forces of good. So this is the dude. We'll have dude TGA. Cool. So this is our dude. Now, we're gonna make the dude. And this is kind of the hard part, you know. But I guess you would just go in and like with the vertex tool maybe. Try to like draw the dude. Probably gonna take too long. If we look back to the outline of the dude, that might help. Yeah, so here we go. So if you can imagine the dude, like he needs to have his foot, which is gonna be down here. Then that's going to go to some kind of leg. Just going to go to some kind of thing up here. And then he's going to have like some kind of arm. he's gonna have like his dude face. Just gonna be like a giant box thing, probably. Cool. I think that makes sense. So here's like his dude face, and then the key to these other dots is gonna be giving them depth, which I didn't really do very well. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Cool. This is not by any means the most efficient way to do this, but it should function. So there's like, I don't know, the dude, but I think the main body part of the dude needs to like do some of this. No, it needs to do some of this. Yeah, there we go. Bring it into some 3D. And I don't know, maybe the tool's jank, so like, do I just have to go in here and do that? Oh, it's not really any better. Alright. Yeah, maybe like that. Make it a little bit more box-like. So this dude is kind of just for the sake of example. I don't know if we want to worry ourselves too much about this kind of stuff, but does this like work better if I go the other way? It really doesn't. Cool. So, now if I put this here, do a little of that, a little of that. Seems like we're almost to the point of making our dude. And this is not a very well refined dude. This is just a dude. But he's a dude. It is what it is, you know. We're just trying to kind of bring a little bit to life, you know. Cool. It does sort of seem like the dude is gonna have probably some issues, but let's see. If I do some of that, make him pop out a little more. Sure. He doesn't really have a back to his geometry. I don't think the dude needs a back. Why do we care about that? So let's see. We're gonna put this guy in the dude. And so one of the things we gotta do is we gotta rig our dude. You know, he needs to be able to move. So here's kind of like some of that. Cool. Boom. Leg 2. Up. Leg 2 R. Leg 1 R. also call that bone root maybe. Cool. Cool. This is going to be head. So I think most of this should be fairly straightforward. Oh yeah, I guess we also got to do the parenting. Cool. So that all seems great. So here's our really basic guy. Now, I think we just go around pretty much trying to rig this in the way you would expect. Cool, that might be rigged now, I don't know. Certainly we've attempted it. Probably also want to set his textures. Units, forces of good, do that TGA. Cool. Yeah. Pretty much just probably put it here. And then I'm just going to try to roughly align this. This is going to be like half of his face. This is going to be like the body. Look at that, we did it. He looks so real. If only the back of him was filled in. That's what we would do if we weren't making a YouTube video and we had more time. Cool, so here's like the dude. Let's save that, that looks great. Alright, 2, 3, here's a little guy. So obviously he needs like stand, or he's like standing. And this is where we're going to make sure our basic settings are set how you want. And I guess one of the things, oh yeah, we want to probably auto-center the bones, would be good. Cool. So stand, I think that we could foresee maybe his head will move a little. You know, he could do a little kind of head nod like he's breathing. We'll probably maybe lean downward a little bit. I wonder if we could use the squatting tool, kind of do some of this. But I guess, oh yeah, so we didn't reset him back though, which is kind of weird. Copy some of that to the start. So yeah, here's our guy. He's just kind of like, he's doing his thing. Cool. See, he looks alive now. He's like a little gingerbread man. That's great. So that's that. Now we do probably also want to make a new animation. Maybe we'll just duplicate that one. Call it walk, so he can walk around. So for this, maybe that's where squat tool becomes really important, because pretty quickly he needs to like raise one leg. And then after a bit, maybe we'll do the opposite. I don't know if that's going to look very good, but yeah, see, he's walking. He's totally walking. 100%, that's what he's doing. Everyone knows it. You know it, I know it. He's walking. And let's tilt him forward a little bit while he walks. So he's like a little bit into it, you know. So he's got like a stand and he's like walking. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. Cool. So that is great. The whole point of this exercise was to try to make him chop down trees, though. So I think that's where he also needs stand work, which would be a different version of stand, where he's busy with his arm. He probably needs a tool. That's the other problem with this. Because now it's like, maybe we want him like doing something with a tool. You know, because like stand work, we can make him wave his hand around, but realistically, he ought to have a tool there. So he's like using like a pickaxe. So that would be nice to have that. Alright, here's dude 4. I guess we want to have like a box pickaxe. And to be honest, I think I'm just going to make the pickaxe solid white, because I can. The whole point would just be to have something that you can walk around with. Cool. I mean, that looks kind of pickaxe-like, you know, in a certain kind of way. There, we could even maybe make it a little bigger. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is put this in his hand for him to use. He's kind of like a pickaxe user now. And then I'm going to put this on hand left. I guess it's in his left hand. Cool. So now in stand work, he's using that pickaxe. Maybe it should be like comically big so it's more obvious what he's doing. Alright, great. I mean, I think that's probably pretty good. You know? Yeah. Here's our dude with the pickaxe. Alright, dude 5. Awesome. So at this point, I think we should be able to just go into wherever we have our work on the unit. On the forces of good. Dude 5 and dude TGA. Although maybe we just copy the whole units folder. Honestly. And we'll just go in here to this, and we're just gonna delete everything except the texture and the guy. Cool. And that lets us make the dude, which I am going to copy from a peasant. Again, not something you would actually do in the true Zero Smash. Dude. Will this work? Dude 5. Oh, he's too big. He's a big dude 5. Alright, well we can shrink him. Yeah, let's recalculate extents. And then I should have done that after. Yeah, scale origin 0. And make him 0.3, so he's tiny. Alright, great. Then we'll recalculate the extents. Now he's dude 6. Cool. Dude. Dude 6. Alright. Now I can put dude 6 in here. Should let us use it. Yeah, here's our little dudes. Alright, great. Let's play some Warsmash. So these dudes probably will be able to pickaxe the trees. And then because I didn't make it from nothing and actually it still has some Warcraft data in there, there's probably going to be some stuff going on where it makes sounds when they like chop the tree. I mean, we could try to replace it with our own sound, but I'll probably do that. Let's try it. Let's try it. I want to chop some wood in Warsmash right now. Let's get them. Actually, I wonder if it'll work. It probably won't. Probably gotta go back in here and adjust my configs again. Yeah. So this is a Hiveway version, and there's another version that is the what is it? This one. But I guess for now I'll just copy it because we're actually making a different one. So basically what we want to do is get this folder we're working out of. Cool. Maybe that'll do it. Okay, sorry, I was messing around in a previous video and a previous project I was doing, and I messed up this relaunch batch script, which is making it not do anything. I had to fix that script. That was it. Get it reset. Nah, it'll probably do it for us. crashed. I don't know why it crashed. I find that unfortunate. Some kind of dumb error. Because water info is null. There's no water info. Well, that sucks. So Warsmash can't actually handle this yet because water info is null. What if I just say, you know what, if water info is not null, then just do it, otherwise don't do it. We don't need the water textures otherwise. Just don't. Maybe. Might work. That's interesting. So I didn't draw my own water. Water is another component this game likes to have. We could draw our own water. We could do that, but I just didn't do it yet. Well, that's unfortunate. Apparently whatever I try to do is insufficient. Need more than that. A water row is no. Train 449. Wave builder. So basically, in the wave builder, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that if water row is null, we don't want to do any of this stuff. That's what I think. So yeah, we gotta get rid of the water. I didn't put that in. It's kind of dumb. Should probably not require water. Alright, we're loading it up. So as you can see, I have not eliminated the Warcraft in its entirety, but we've started building stuff. You know, we've started building.
What is it? Yes, me lord.
Here we go.
Righto. Yes, me lord.
This is my guy.
All right. Yes, me lord.
He's not doing stand work.
Yes, me lord.
He's just running.
Righto. Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord. What? Off I go then. All right. Off I go then.
Alright.
All right.
So,
more work.
we probably want to have him,
Yes, me lord.
That's interesting. I wonder if that means that, I'll bet you I know what it is. I'll bet that in his animations, he's actually, the game engine thinks he's attacking the tree to chop at it, instead of stand working it. Now the only downside is, I think that attack should probably be non-looping. Cool, which, yeah. Alright, so that's dude 7. So now we have dude 7, so we can go in here. We can get, work. Units, forces of good, dude 7. Put that into here. Cool. Oh, we can't load do stuff. Maybe 2D.
Yes, me lord. Off I go then. What? Off I go then. Yes, me lord.
How about that? See, he knows what he's doing.
More work. Yes, me lord.
Oh, we didn't get the tree.
More work. All right. What? Off I go then.
Yeah. See, there you go. So that's kind of how you make your own Warsmash art if you wanted to. And it looks like the shadows didn't load on these trees. So that's interesting. Not quite sure why that is. So there you go.
What is it? More work?
Yes,
me lord.
Start the process
Yes, me
of putting your
lord.
own art
Yes,
on,
me
probably.
lord. What? Yes,
Or
me
you could try to
lord.
start from
Righto.
no clue
Righto.
at all.
What is it?
It
Righto.
would take some time.
Yes, me lord.
It would definitely take some time.